Cris Cyborg just sent shockwaves through women's MMA after publicly targeting Dakota Ditcheva. The former world champion and one of the most feared names in combat sports made it clear that she wants the undefeated British star next. This wasn't some casual mention or playful challenge. It felt like a direct warning.
Oh, your girl's back, baby. I'm
back.
Let's go.
We're all excited. We can't wait to see an announcement or hear something. Woo!
Yes!
From a legend who believes she still rules the game. Cyborg has built a career by crushing hype trains, destroying contenders, and proving doubters wrong. Now she's looking at Dakota Ditcheva as the next name on her list. If this fight ever happens, it would be youth, speed, and momentum.
Just last thing on her, how do you think a fight between you two actually goes? I know you said you're not looking to speak bad about her, but you are a competitor, you know competition. What does a competition between the two you look like?
I mean, I think it'd be a great fight. You know, she's one of the best to ever compete in this sport for a reason. You know, she's a top dog, she's a grinder, she's tenacious, she goes out there and puts it on girls. And I aspire to be like that as well. You know, I go out there and try to be dominant and try to implement my game plan to the best of my ability. So I think it would be a great fight, and I think that I would.
Momentum against power, experience, and violence. Dakota Ditcheva has become one of the fastest rising stars in women's MMA. Undefeated, explosive, and packed with highlight reel finishes, she has turned herself into the face of the PFL women's division. Every fight feels like a statement. Her striking is sharp, her movement is clean, and her confidence keeps growing. Fans see her as the future, but legends like Cyborg may see her as the perfect opportunity to prove the old guard still matters. That's what makes this potential clash so dangerous. Dakota has looked unstoppable, but she has never faced someone with Cyborg's level of destruction and championship experience. Cris Cyborg is not just another opponent. She is a wrecking machine with years of dominance across multiple promotions. Strikeforce, Bellator, UFC, wherever she went, she left damage behind. Her pressure, strength, and knockout power changed the standard for women's MMA. Even now, many fighters still avoid the idea of facing her. If Dakota were to beat Cyborg, it would instantly launch her into another level of stardom. She would go from rising contender to certified legend killer overnight. But if Cyborg wins, she proves that greatness doesn't expire and that the next generation still has to pass through her. The drama gets even bigger because Dakota Ditcheva has also been linked with UFC rumors. Conor McGregor praised her publicly, fans keep demanding she join the UFC, and many believe Dana White would love to sign a marketable undefeated striker with star power. But Dakota has remained with PFL, creating a growing war between promotions. PFL knows she is one of their biggest assets. UFC fans want her inside the octagon. That tension makes every next move massive. If PFL can make a mega fight with Cyborg, they keep Dakota in the spotlight while proving they can build blockbuster women's fights without UFC involvement. Dakota's recent performances only increased the hype. She dominated strong opponents, showcased brutal clinch work, elbows, knees, and technical striking that looks made for modern MMA. Many believe she could challenge UFC champions right now. Others think she still needs more rounds, tougher grapplers, and experience in championship wars. That's why names like Cyborg or Valentina Shevchenko keep coming up. Those are the tests that separate stars from all-time greats. Dakota has the talent, but she still needs defining moments.
Getting the lock, especially with the length of her arms. Oh yeah, but now she's getting it. Oh, she's getting it deep. Yeah, it's done. Valentina is in trouble. Luffy's in real trouble.
She's out. Tatiana Suarez with style points tonight. The first woman.
Another layer to the story is Dakota's emotional return after injuries. She has dealt with setbacks, long layoffs, and frustration, but every time she comes back, she looks sharper and more dangerous.
They shouldn't. Tatiana's one of the best female wrestlers to ever compete in the sport, man. She's so dominant.
Yeah.
It sucks they keep getting hurt. Look at, I mean, we were talking about T. Oh, that was a nice.
That resilience has made fans support her even more. She doesn't just look like a future champion. She looks like someone building a legacy through adversity. If she finally gets the mega fight fans want, the storyline is already written. So now the big question remains. Does PFL book Dakota Ditcheva versus Cris Cyborg? Do they send Dakota to UFC eventually? Or does Dakota continue building her own empire where she is? One thing is clear, Dakota Ditcheva is no longer just a prospect. She is now the name legends call out, champions discuss, and fans argue about daily. Whether it's Cyborg, Valentina, or another killer waiting in line, the next chapter could define women's MMA. Valentina Shevchenko has ruled women's MMA for years. She has beaten champions, contenders, and legends, building a reputation as one of the most complete fighters the sport has ever seen. But now a new warning has arrived from someone who knows exactly how dangerous Valentina is, Kayla Santos. After pushing Shevchenko to the limit in one of the toughest title fights of Valentina's career, Santos reportedly believes there is one woman who could shake the entire division, Dakota Ditcheva. And according to that warning, Dakota may be the fighter who can finally bring chaos to the UFC throne. Kayla Santos understands what it means to stand across from Valentina Shevchenko under the brightest lights. She tested the champion with physicality, pressure, and relentless offense, and many fans still debate the result.
Santos is in She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for the championship.
Of that fight. Because of that experience, her words carry weight. When someone who nearly dethroned Valentina says Dakota Ditcheva is a serious problem, people listen. This is not random hype. It is recognition from a proven elite fighter who knows championship level when she sees it. Dakota Ditcheva has quickly become one of the most dangerous names outside the UFC. Undefeated, explosive, and brutally effective, she has dominated opponents in PFL with a style built for violence. Her Muay Thai striking is sharp and aggressive, her knees in the clinch are devastating, and her speed creates problems few fighters can solve. She doesn't just win fights, she overwhelms people. Every performance adds more pressure on the UFC because fans are beginning to ask the same question. What happens when Dakota finally enters the octagon? What makes Dakota especially dangerous for Valentina is the style matchup. Shevchenko has always thrived against predictable strikers or opponents she can slowly download over 5 rounds. Dakota is different. She brings awkward rhythm, explosive entries, constant pressure, and finishing instincts. She attacks with intent, not hesitation. That kind of unpredictability can force even the smartest champions into uncomfortable exchanges. Against a younger, hungry striker with confidence and momentum, the margin for error becomes very small. Valentina is still one of the greatest to ever do it, but the aura of invincibility has changed. She was pushed hard by Kayla Santos and later lost to Alexa Gra-
She's in big trouble. Dakota and Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Oh, right hand from the top. Fight. Ditcheva asked her to stand back up. More body shots. This one
Grasso before reclaiming her spot among the elite. That does not erase her greatness, but it proves she can be tested. Champions eventually face a new generation that doesn't fear them. Dakota Ditcheva looks exactly like that type of threat. Fearless, fresh, and convinced she belongs at the top already. There is also
anything. Give me whoever you want. Get me to fight wherever you want. I'll stay in Europe. I'll go to America. I'll clean them all out. Just give them to me one by one.
That was a bigger business angle behind this story. Dakota is one of PFL's brightest stars, while UFC remains the global powerhouse in MMA. If Dakota crossed over and challenged Valentina immediately, it would feel bigger than a title fight. It would be promotion versus promotion, old dynasty versus new blood, champion versus undefeated destroyer. The UFC would gain a fresh star overnight, while PFL would lose one of its most valuable names. That is why this potential move creates so much attention. Dakota's rise also mirrors what fans want from women's MMA right now. New energy, violent finishes, and crossover star power. She has charisma, highlight knockouts, confidence, and the ability to attract both hardcore and casual audiences. If she entered UFC and beat someone like Valentina, she would instantly become one of the biggest names in the sport. That is why people keep calling her the future before she has even signed. Still, Valentina Shevchenko is no easy target. Her timing,
What's the crack? What real black?
Posure, wrestling, kicking game, and championship IQ make her one of the toughest puzzles in MMA history. Dakota would not just be fighting a champion. She would be fighting experience earned through years of title wars. That is what makes the matchup fascinating. Dakota has the tools to threaten her.
You know, listen, we've seen it many, many times. People come over thinking it's going to be all the, like, I'm going to transfer how good I was doing over there, and it's going to be the exact same thing over here. We just saw it with Patchy Mix. It did not translate, at least in that fight. But against Taila Santos, that's an easy comparison. Taila Santos fought for the belt. She gave Valentina a very difficult fight, and look what Dakota, I mean, we're doing MMA math now, but just a little bit.
But she's got everything that you want from your MMA star. You package
her. But Valentina has the mind to punish mistakes. So now the question grows louder. Is Valentina Shevchenko ready for the most dangerous striker she has never faced? Or would Dakota Ditcheva arrive in UFC and shock the world the way Taila Santos warned? One thing is certain, if this fight ever gets made, it won't feel like a normal title defense. It will feel like the arrival of a new era. Stop scrolling right now, because the most dangerous woman in MMA just came back from injury, and she's already sending a message that could shake the entire fight world. Not to a random contender, not to a rising prospect, but to undefeated phenom Dakota Ditcheva. And after everything that's happened, this might be the super fight fans have been waiting for. After being forced out due to serious neck problems and her
Champion, run! And that was well, Ramush can be proud of hers as well.
herniated disc surgery, many fighters would need months to recover. Some would never return at the same level. But Kayla Harrison isn't built like most fighters. Only weeks after surgery, she was already back in training, back on the mats, back in the grind. No excuses, no fear, no hesitation. And when a champion says, "I'm back," that's not just motivation, it's a warning to the entire division. Because people forget who Kayla Harrison really is. She isn't just a champion. She's a two-time Olympic gold medalist in judo, one of the most—
Get on! Here we go! Tonight's fight clock! Wow, right down! Look at that! Oh, man. Tonight's fight clock brought to you by Bud Light, Joe. Put the fifth for whatever happens. Ronda wants to make it happen quickly. Now she gave There's the arm. She gave it is all over! Oh, just my God. Oh, my God. Wow. Oh, my God. That is way under a minute. Wow. Unbelievable. That's crazy.
Great call by TK or KO. I will tell you the confidence that she's going to have now getting up is going to be unbelievable. And there it is.
Beautiful knee from the plum. And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Oh, Bishop in trouble. And that does it. First round finish, and Dakota Ditcheva silences.
Before accomplished athletes to ever step into MMA, and one of the most physically dominant women the sport has ever seen. She smashed through the Professional Fighters League, ragdolled elite opponents, and then entered the Ultimate Fighting Championship carrying the same aura of destruction. She submitted Holly Holm, beat Juliana Pena, and proved that elite wrestling plus championship mentality is a nightmare combination. But while Kayla was recovering, another storm was building. That storm is Dakota Ditcheva. Fast.
Come here.
Explosive, undefeated, dangerous in every second of every round. 15 wins, 0 losses, and a highlight reel full of brutal finishes. Dakota isn't just winning fights, she's making statements. Her Muay Thai striking is sharp, violent, and surgical. Her knees to the body, elbows in close range, and combinations from range have made her one of the most feared women outside the UFC. Every time she steps into the cage, somebody gets hurt. Now imagine those two paths crossing.